noise tonight. So. As you might have guessed, yeah, the intro music was turned up loud, Frank. As you might have guessed, I'm at the beach house tonight. So, Ham Radio 2.0, what's today? I almost said lunchtime live stream. Sunday night live stream. How's everyone doing tonight? What's going on, Frank? You're in there now.
Hey, what is going on, y'all? It's been a while since I did a charged what's going on, but here it is. What is
Here
up,
it is.
everybody?
That's right.
Jesus Christ, what did we do these last couple of weeks, Jason? Or what didn't we do, man? We've been on the road.
Been on the road.
Lot.
Been on the road. I'm still on the road, technically. I mean, I'm not at home.
Well, it's
so
your home. Home away from home.
Home away from home, for sure. Yeah. So special shout out to everybody in the chat in green text, all the YouTube channel members. Thank you for supporting the channel. And what was abrupt? It was abrupt, yeah. Yeah, the transition on this Restream bot is not. I think there's a way to do that. I gotta play with that a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. But yeah, special shout out to everybody in green text. I see other Andy in there, AA0AM. Thanks for being there tonight. Andy Callie was in there. Let's see, N5SKT, saw you in there earlier. KK4PAL Bill was in there. So appreciate all the YouTube channel members joining us tonight. Let me know how the audio is. If I think I can turn it up a bit, but Frank and I should be about the same. So let me know how all that sounds. We're using a different software tonight because we're at the beach and the internet in Galveston is not quite as good as it is at home. So actually, it's not even close to being as good as it is.
Don't you have something that fixes that?
You know, I tried Starlink the last time we were here in, when was that? I can't remember if that was Labor Day or in October when we were down here. And it wasn't. Now, if you go to the Starlink website and you look at this address, it says this area is saturated and they were supposed to have enough satellites up to open it up to more people by the end of last year. So I haven't tried it this year. But the last time I had it here, it was about the same speed as Xfinity. And the reason for that is because of the saturation of people using it on the island. And my guess is that a lot of people use it on the island because the internet down here sucks. Now, I am told, I'm in a couple of Galveston Facebook groups, and I'm told that Xfinity actually works better if you go closer to town. But out here on the west end, I don't know. Either people in Galveston don't know what good internet is, or out here on the west end, it doesn't work as well as it does back in town. So I don't know which one it is. So yeah, eventually I'm hoping to get Starlink out here and put a Roku or a smart TV in every room and be done with it. But
yeah,
right now we're still dealing with this.
The other thing to point out, because we do have a lot of changes happening this stream. I'm not as washed out, and you look better too on camera. For some reason, when you grab the video for Zoom, on your particular setup, I'm always washed out, and I'm always have to change the darkness down in my brightness settings so I look somewhat decent. You know, I gotta look glamorous for the camera. It's just things to point out. Also, Rob Berry in the chat, congratulations! He just passed his extra.
Oh, hey, I missed that. So congratulations, Rob. Yes, and
and then they're saying I'm inverted.
You are inverted.
It's
Frank. To you, it probably looks correct, right?
Well, it is Restream.
It's Restream.
So yeah. So everything was right going into it. Then Restream's like, oh, I'm going to invert you because of blah.
I've got mine set to stay inverted or non-inverted all the time.
I don't know.
So mine's correct. Yeah. So Restream's a browser-based application where you can bring people in. You know what? I think you're right, Frank. I think it does look better than Zoom.
It does. I didn't have to play.
It's not as
It's washed out. I don't understand why.
It's not as. It doesn't look to me. It doesn't look as good as my setup at home. using OBS, but bringing Zoom into OBS, I think you're right. I think it does look a little
I
bit
don't.
better.
I need to go back and watch some of my streams when I had the large group to see if the same things happened, or
Yeah.
maybe it's just in your setup. Maybe you have a color correctness you did one time and it's just held its spot.
Possible. It's
I don't know.
possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. Frank looks too relaxed, Dawn says.
Hey, man, it's good to be home, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And my brother did something nice for me today, so yay.
Good.
I didn't even tell you about that.
No, did not tell me about that. But
I'm gonna go ahead and share.
so we're gonna
All that's new.
the table?
The desk. He
Yeah,
built me a
okay.
desk when I was gone,
Oh, okay.
and he
Okay.
just showed up randomly today. He's like, "I got you a desk." What? And then he moved everything out of the
Yeah,
way. He's like, "I'm
yeah.
just gonna move all this shit."
Yeah.
And he plopped it down there. I was like, "Yay! I finally have a radio
Yeah.
desk. Things are happening."
This is my first beer in a week and a half.
Oh, awesome. You know what? I didn't grab anything to drink.
I'm gonna have the one and that's it. So I'm one and done crew now.
One and done crew. Okay.
So
Okay.
here we go. If there aren't enough satellites, just launch a bunch more balloons. So usually at the Houston, we're going to talk about the Houston Hamfest here in a second. Usually at the Houston Hamfest, a group of guys does a balloon launch. So I sent Andrew, one of the guys in charge of it. I was like, "Hey, you guys going to launch a balloon? Because it'd be really fun to have the Air Force come by and shoot it down. I want to get all that on video."
I know, right?
So I don't know.
So was that an actual thing? Was it confirmed? Because I know that a hand
know.
club was stating
There's been more than one. There's been 2 or 3 that I've read about, and they're different call signs on the. I think the one who was the N9YO. It was just like almost like Mike's call sign, but it wasn't. I think it was N9YO or maybe it was K9YO. In Canada, I believe his got shot down, but I've read about at least 2 others. So I don't.
But our balloon launches are according to the FCC rules and the FAA rules. They're under the kilo limit. Correct. I think they're just getting spooked and be like, balloon.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, the beer is not red. It is a Christmas ale from St. Arnold's.
I'm going to go get some whiskey because I almost grabbed that. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, you go right ahead. Go right ahead. That's cool. So we'll kick Frank out for a second. But yeah, in fact, let me take this opportunity to pull this over right there. And yeah, I'm going to do it that way. So Fairfield State. So I got invited to this POTA event tomorrow. Fairfield Lake State Park, which is just about 3 hours north of me, about 2 hours south of where Frank and I live most of the time, is closing. So park to close. Notice park closure notice. Park to close. With heavy hearts, we announce that Fairfield Lake State Park will close on February 28th. So I got invited to go to this from a couple of local Fort Worth guys tomorrow, and I told them I would go, but I am not going to be able to go because my dog Duchess, not Electra, but one of our other dogs, she had surgery on her hip like a week and a half ago, and they stitched it up, and she's fine, but she keeps moving around, popping out her stitches. So I have to carry her up and down the stairs and lift her up and put them on the couch, and and my wife can't carry her up the stairs. She's about 70 pounds, so it's not fun. But yeah, so I got to stay here tomorrow. But I'm with you, Frank. We talked about this before the stream started.
Yeah. So I'm contemplating.
Okay.
No one hold me to this. I am being wishy-washy here. Maybe going down Saturday.
Okay.
I would like to do that. If nothing big pops up, I'm thinking about going down Saturday.
Saturday is the Orange Hamfest, and I'd already kind of written that one up. We're going to talk about that here in a minute too. But if you go Saturday, this coming Friday doesn't happen to be a day off for you, does it?
No. It was this weekend's Friday. Okay. So the Houston Hamfest, I had that Friday off, and I'm going to keep driving down. Just skipping a little bit, driving down Friday morning, so I'll be there in the afternoonish.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the following weekend.
Yeah.
That's the following weekend. So yes. So we'll talk about that too. Anyway, Fairfield is about an hour south of Corsicana down I-45 in Texas. So anyone near this area, you want to go activate this. This might be a week from tomorrow is when they're closing it. So I'd like to get out there before then. I would like to get out there sometime this week. I won't go tomorrow. There's a group going tomorrow. And those guys are they've invited, I think they're the same ones that were out at like I forget. There was a state park I got invited to, and I went out and hung out with them one time out in Fort Worth, and a good group of guys out there. But me and MRD are going to Huntsville State Park Saturday morning.
That's Huntsville.
That's Huntsville.
That's like 2 hours south. You fail.
Huntsville's closer to where I am now than Lake Fairfield is. Although I would like to go activate Huntsville from while I'm down here. Why not? But Huntsville's about halfway between me and home. So, but I might try to get up there sometime this week as well. Somebody keeps asking, could you talk about the BTEC 25-2? And sure, I can talk about it. But we'll start taking questions here in a minute. So. Field day, yes, field day. Is that park being sold to developers? I have no idea, Lon.
Yes,
I don't know what
I think the press release did say the park is been sold for other development.
Okay.
And a lot of people are speculating it's going to be houses on the lake. Sorry, phlegm stuff. So a lot of development is going to happen around that area. I don't know which type, but it's being sold.
Okay. All right. Charlie's going to be on 3 soda summits on Friday. Let's P2S.
Yes.
Park to Summit. Oh, yes. Awesome. That brings me to my next point. So I am in Galveston right now. Obviously, I said that a minute ago. Galveston Island State Park is literally about 8 minutes that way from me. I'm going to try Lake Fairfield's 3 hours that way. Galveston Island is 7 minutes that way. So Galveston Island will be easy for me to get. I'm going to try to activate that park every day this week. It's a personal goal I've set for myself. I've already got my Kilo Award in that park. Really enjoy that. But I'd like to get some more activations in. I'll probably most of the days, I'll probably just go up there, activate, and come home. But one day I might kind of sit there and try to hit my 100 mark. I like to try to sit down and hit 100 contacts a lot of times when I'm activating a park. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, I'm hoping to do that. So Charlie, maybe we can get that P2S on Friday this week. So that'd be fun. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so Galveston on there. Frank, we're gonna have to talk about Lake Fairfield. If you end up doing that on Saturday, let me know.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards it. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
And if I do plan on doing it, watch my Twitter. I will make an announcement there. And once I do decide, I'm telling all y'all in YouTube lands, and if you want to come by, let's do it. I will be potentially building a new infid half wave. That if you watch my channel coming up tomorrow, little bit of a plug. I go over the math on the rock on, Mike. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Mike will be there tomorrow.
I knew Mike was going to be there tomorrow.
The infed half wave. Yes, I'm building one from scratch, and I tell you how to figure out the lengths and everything.
I'm actually working on something like that myself. So it's going to be a continuation on my K6ARK 100-watt antenna. So cool. All right, good. So next Saturday, the 25th, is the Orange Hamfest, Orange, Texas Hamfest. It is Orange is a city just outside of Beaumont, if you know where Beaumont, Texas is. I went to this show last year. It was pretty fun. Just a small swap fest indoors, bunch of swap tables in there. No big name vendors or anything like that. I was going to try to go, but I think I probably won't be able to make it, but I don't know. I would rather, if the opportunity arises to activate that state park for the last time, I'd rather do that. So we'll see. But anyway, so if you're around the Beaumont, Texas area or within a couple hours drive, it's a decent show.
Where is that? To Dallas.
It's about 4.5 hours southeast of you. Yep. So that's you got to go basically.
That's almost to San Antonio.
It's almost to no, it's almost to Louisiana.
Oh, east. I went west.
Yeah.
I'm so used to going west. Who goes east anymore?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that's where that is.
I see it. I see it.
So and then oh no. And then Greater Houston Hamfest is 2 weeks from yesterday. It's actually Friday and Saturday. And we
Be
will
there.
definitely be at this show. So looking forward to that show. They haven't done that since 2019. And that should be a really fun show. So I'm looking forward to that as well. All right, good. So all the announcements, let me know if anyone's going to be around this week for Fairfield or for well, shoot, if you're in Galveston, let me know, and maybe we can go hit up the state park together at some point in time. So, all right, N8YO is getting itchy, I think.
All right, what's he asking?
He's like, I got a great question when we get to the AMA portion. He says. So
go ahead.
I can only guess what his questions is.
Man, we were hanging out a lot down at Hamcation.
Hamcation was a blast, y'all.
I was smoking 2 to 3 cigars a day.
Well, see, yeah, I've got my whole box not my whole box. I bought my travel box of cigars down here with me, so we'll be smoking some cigars at the state park this week. So, what's your question, Mike? Yeah, so we're gonna do an AMA. Ask me anything. I did one of these a couple of times before. It was fun. Most of the time, I had no idea what I was talking about, and people ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. I'll have to go look that one up. Don, if I missed your question, just post it again, buddy. Yeah, there's the chat's rolling by really fast. So, but yeah. So, yeah.
How about this one to start out with? I need a UHF VHF radio for the ham shack. We'll need to do some digital. I didn't know there was a lot of digital UHF VHF other than M17.
DMR D-Star System Fusion is.
You just lampooned me. I was wrong. He was thinking about FTM 500. Any thoughts?
You know what? Time will tell. FTM 500. Time will tell. Looking forward to that radio. Looking forward to seeing what it does. But I can't answer that question definitively because that radio's not out yet, and I'm not sure exactly.
But there's something wrapped around my chair. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But that will be D-Star, at least as far as digital.
No, that's Fusion. It's Yaesu.
Yaesu, yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But here's my thing on digital and UHF VHF. Go to your local clubs and find out what people are using because it's very segmentive as far as what areas are like which particular brand of digital modes. So find out what's in your area, buy that one. All right, we got a couple of questions here.
Okay, so NAYO, would you rather go for a year without mentioning Texas or eat only vegan food for a month? Vegan food for a month. Although I wouldn't eat vegan food. I would just eat vegetables, which are technically vegan. I don't want any tofu or fake ice cream or any kind of crap like that. You know,
dude, that's right to the jugular. I can't answer that. You're gonna have to take me out.
Okay.
Don says, you won't build the XD commander, but you will build a hex beam. Wow. Just skipped ahead. I thought that was his question.
I don't know.
Question.
That's not a question. That's a statement. Look up the word question, Don, and then try it again. Look at the definition of question. I don't know. I'm not looking. I don't see where you're talking about here. So, yeah, building a hex beam's easy. I don't have to measure all the wires for the hex beam. I have to measure the wires. The hex beam wires they come cut. They come resonant. So Ryan says, why did you not tell Mike Kadam or you to buy a truck? He lives in Texas now. I did. You know what?
Mike got a new car?
Mike is, well, I don't know if he got a new car, but he's got a car.
But he has a car.
Mike's okay. Mike's okay. He drives a car and he's okay. Frank's lived in Texas his whole life, and he still doesn't have a truck. So you guys should be harping on Frank right now, not Mike. Mike's only been here a couple years. I know.
There's no reason for the majority of people in a city to have a truck. You will use it for the truckish stuff for a couple times a year, and I don't need that. Right now I did have a Honda. I did have a Honda CRV and a couple of sports utility vehicles, but I sold it because I drive 40 miles one way a day to work, so that's 80 miles a day. I needed fuel efficiency. That's why I have my car. Come on, my RC car, because I have the antenna in back.
Barbie
Come
doll
on,
car.
Jason, call it. Thank you.
Barbie doll car. So,
Um,
the only reason I make fun of Frank's car is because he makes fun of trucks and he lives in Texas. We're gonna export Frank to Michigan one of these days.
I refuse.
So you won't build a DX commander, but you build a hex beam. Wow, that is skipping head. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
To says Frank, who's your favorite YouTuber? Tank Radio.
I could have told you that. TC Fitz just gifted 5 memberships to you guys. Grab them real quick.
Whoop.
Thanks, TC Fitz. Philip Starr, has the TMV71A discontinued? You know, I was told that it was, but everybody's still selling it brand new for like $150 more than it was prior to all the shortages. So I don't know. I think that it has, and they're selling off old back stock. I think, but I don't know. I don't know. Good question. I've asked that question before, and I've not gotten a definitive answer, so I do not know. Let's see. No. What's the estimated price point of the FTM 500?
No
I'm
one
guessing
is going to give us an answer yet.
Yeah, I'm guessing 600-ish. I'm guessing that. I don't really know. I've not found a price point on that yet, but they haven't announced a price point on that yet, but I'm guessing 600-ish. TMV71 has been long discontinued. Yeah, but stores are still selling it brand new. RNL Gigapart, I don't remember Gigaparts. RNL still has it brand new in box. You can buy it today. So again, I think they're selling off old back stock, but I don't know for sure because I've asked that question and not been able to get an answer, a direct answer from Kenwood. So I don't know.
I'm going to jump to Jason here. Kilo Bravo 1 Whiskey Sierra Echo. Where does the Jeep Wrangler fall into a truck thing? It's not a truck. It's capable of going off roads and dragging a trailer. I agree. I don't want a Wrangler. I want a Jeep Grand Cherokee, probably over the 90s. If I had my dream 4x4. So that's something I kind of want to get maybe this year.
Jeep's not great. I mean, you can pull a small trailer with it, but
I was thinking small trailer.
Could you talk about the BTEC UV25? Okay, John. So the BTEC UV25x2 is a 25-watt dual band. That's what 25-2 means. It's actually 25x2. 25 watts per band, 2 meters and 440. And it's a small mini mobile radio with an external antenna. So it will. That is loud, Frank, when you do that.
Oh, sorry.
It's a small 25 watt on each band mobile radio for smaller cars, maybe motorcycles, something like that.
I can't adjust the input.
No, it's just, I think it's just close to the mic.
Okay. I got one from Bob.
Okay.
Go ahead. Take yours first.
How do we get more eye gates throughout the country? I use my BTEC 6x2 with analog AP. It's a good question. I think everybody should put up an eye gate. I'm going to put an eye gate in my truck so that when I'm on road trips, I'm beaconing from my FTM 300 and reporting myself to APRS.fi over the internet. But also when I get to a Hamfest or a overland show or something, I will have a mobile eye gate in the truck sitting in the parking lot taking beacons from everybody. So, but yeah, good question. You know, putting up an eye gate's a good idea. You could put one up at your house. If you have access to a tower, to a repeater tower, you can put one up there. I just think we need to start talking about it more. Charlie wants to know if he left his neck gator in trailer. Maybe, is it camouflaged? Because I found an extra camouflaged one. So.
Bob asked, when are you planning to be at the Houston Hamfest? I'll be there that weekend and I want to see y'all there. We are going to be there. Yes. Is it a Friday, Saturday thing?
Yes, it's 2 to 8 on Friday. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. is a really late time for a Hamfest. So I imagine we'll be there around 2 and stay until dinner time. And then we'll be back Saturday morning. I think it's 7 to 3.
Do you want to try to do a meetup Friday or Saturday, one of the days?
Could. We talked about going and hanging with Scott on Saturday.
Oh yes.
So I don't know what the current status of that is.
But we'll back channel it, watch the Twitters, and we'll announce it. It might be fun to go to a brewery for a while, but we are not hard to find at a Hamfest. Look for the crowd, and especially just listen for people going Tank Radio. Then you'll find me.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, Robert is right. Instead of buying a used dual band, buy a brand new Anytone 5888 UV3 tri-band mobile rig for $249. Great radio.
That I have that radio.
Yeah, that's the one you have.
That's the one in my car right now.
Correct.
I keep getting quiet reports, but I think that is the mic. Nothing wrong with the radio itself. I've been running my car since I got the car almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you planning to set up Ham Shack hotline? I've talked about that.
I would like to.
Noel in the chat, he's got some experience with Ham Shack hotline, so we might do that one of these days. I would like to. I've even got an IP phone in the shack at home.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Are you going to where? Are you going to make it to Green Country April 7th and 8th? I would like to go back to Claremore. That's a decent show. It's the biggest show in Oklahoma. April 7th and 8th.
Mm-hmm.
No, I will not be at that show. My wife and I will actually be in Big Bend that week.
Ooh,
we're going back. We're going to go to Big Bend the Monday before, and we'll be driving home that Saturday.
Highlight Elevated Edge if you can find his question.
Elevated Edge. Yeah, I wish I could give you rights to highlight the chat, but there it is.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. He's asked, how can I POTA in a wheelchair? Any equipment recommendations? You can POTA from your car.
Yeah.
That would be the easiest thing. Now, Noel, a couple of streams ago, I got to dig it up. He had a POTA rig that he was able to push. So he had it all built into this wheel thing, and all he had to do was push it with his hand across, and it was pretty cool. It had all the radios and all the antennas mounted to it. So you just rolled up to a bench, sit on the bench, and turn on the radio. No, nothing putting in trees or throwing anything out. That was pretty cool. But the quick answer: have the HF radio in your car. Just drive up to the parking spot and activate.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm going to let you grab Charlie's question as soon as I answer this one.
Okay.
Trucking Ham K1DOK. Your best guess on MSRP of the 905, including the 10 gigahertz option. Yeah, I think it's going to be almost $3K without the 10 gigahertz option. I think it's going to be $2,700 to $2,800, and then the 10 gigahertz radio or transverter that you add to it. I think. Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if that thing was like $500. But yeah, I'm getting the radio. I don't think I'll probably get the 10 gigahertz, at least not right now. I'm really looking forward to trying some SSTV on it, or not SSTV, amateur TV on it, and some 1.2 or 2.4 gigahertz. Maybe we'll walk to the either side of the deer lease and try to get. Of course, I have to get Frank to get one. That might be a challenge. But
what now?
ICOM IC 905.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be all just south of $3,000, I bet. For the base package. Package, yeah.
Hey, all y'all subscribers, go to Tank Radio if you want to help out, and I can start buying awesome equipment like that.
I think that is that showing in the stream? I think
what
I think that yeah, I'm gonna let you get to. I don't know. I got distracted. I saw something pop up on the screen. I would love to give one of those away, but no, I don't know. We'll see. The FTM 500, I've already ordered 2 of them. One for myself and one for giveaway. So we're gonna give away an FTM 500. But $3,000 for that, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, all right, Frank, it's all yours. Charlie's blowing up the chat.
Okay. What's this question? Highlight it for me.
About Yellowstone.
Frank is in charge. Yes. Yes, Yellowstone is next year. I created our private Discord to talk about that, but we're thinking sometime, maybe late summer. And I will start looking at all that stuff coming up here shortly. I will book, get stuff, and coordinate it all. Oh God, what did I just volunteer for?
Yeah. Digital Dreamer. Okay, Digital Dreamer and Digital Rancher. I'm getting you guys confused. I don't know if Robert's in the chat or not, but I think I was talking to Robert earlier, and it was Digital Dreamer in the chat. Sorry about that. Very similar names in YouTube world. So so Frank is going to be in charge of putting that together because Frank's been to the park before. That's why in fact, he volunteered to spearhead that.
Charlie's been amazing doing the POTA stuff. I'll take charge for this one.
Yeah, so probably July of next year, not this year, next year is what we're thinking about right now. So okay, let's see. Let's see. I saw a demo of Vera FM their AC at MCOM meeting last weekend. Do you have a strong reactions or comments? Is that Vara FM? Is that what you mean, Vara FM? I've seen that. I've never done it. So looks cool. Would like to try it. Don't have any experience with it, if that's what you're talking about. So there's Jim. What's up, Jim? FP Labs. T-Ray, are you going to T-Ray's? I bet T-Ray's going to Houston Hamfest.
I'm going to scroll up here, see if we missed any.
I'm sure we missed a bunch. Yeah, the chat's going by real fast, guys. We're not trying to ignore you. But if I don't answer the first time, put it in there again if you want to.
Don't spam it. Be polite about it.
Vera AC is awesome. It's faster than JSA. Cool. Good. I did have not tried it yet.
Spy Sweeper. New ham planning to put together antenna on the roof. Questions about arresters. How do you connect them? I was thinking about using a male to female type connector directly to the antenna coaxial. I actually talked about this on my channel a little bit ago, but the lightning arrestor needs to be in line from your coaxial coming off of your antenna all the way down to the ground. That arrestor needs to happen before you come into the house. So if you're planning to come up the house high, it needs to go through your arrestor high. Most lightning arrestors have female ends, and it's just the same coaxial cable screw into the HF plugs. I forgot the name of the plug. It's the one I always forget. But then you want to connect that to a copper grounding plate or a grounding block. There's many different ones. XD Engineering has, I think, the most I've seen. Actually, I'm trying to do a stream with them to buy some of that stuff too. And then you run that cable through the lightning arrestor into your house to your HF radio, and then you run from the copper grounding block all the way down to your ground rod. This won't help you a lot with a direct lightning strike, but it will help you with those close lightning strikes and to feed off all that excess energy in the air. If you get a lightning strike, nothing in the world will help you. It just does what it does.
All right, Field Tech, your tattoo of what? Because I've already got a few. So your call sign
on the other arm.
Your call sign, yeah. I do. Your call sign? Is that what you're talking about? Jay Henry.
Fitz.
Yeah.
Super chat.
TC Fitz. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Jay Henry. Houston Hamfest would be my first Hamfest. So what would be your recommendation for a rookie? Go. It's my recommendation. Like, what are you asking? Yeah. Just go to the Hamfest. You'll have fun. So
I'm going to answer Ed's question by just saying yes.
Okay.
Would love to do it.
AF5FK. Thank you for the super chat. He's like, can you say hi to Russell? Tell him to get ready for bed. He's watching with me. I don't know. Russell who? But yes, say, hi, Russell. How are you? Thank you for joining the chat. Go get ready for bed. I wonder if that's his kid. Okay.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Don't ask me to read. You see me try to stumble across these. I can't read.
Yeah. What's up, Hayden?
Hayden, man.
Ham Radio DX is.
I finally got Hayden my logs.
When at Courts Fest?
Course Fest.
Yeah.
That joke we wrote for the
Yeah.
YouTubers Hamfest was
Right.
directly like, Hayden, when I'm gonna get you on my logs. And now I
Mhm.
do. Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
So keep some other questions coming in. We've
Okay,
got
so
a lot of great comments here.
here's the winner of the 9700. I got the 9700 yesterday. I assume that's you.
Yes.
Jeremy, I think is your name. Beautiful radio. Thank you so much. I never considered buying it one since it's out of my price range. Thank you again. Hey, man, congrats on the win. Very cool.
Oh, to
Okay.
be honest, for the price, that radio is greatly priced. Especially when you find it for $1,000.
Okay. All right, here goes, Kyle. How about we sing Kyle's Mom is a Stupid Bitch in B minor? How's that?
Yes! Well,
Have you ever met my friend Kyle's mom? I think we were doing that at Amcation.
were y'all?
I think we were, yeah.
I wasn't around for that.
You might not have been. You might not
Was
have been
that the new emotional damage? 'Cause I don't think we had a catchphrase
no.
that whole
No,
time.
I don't think we did. Yeah. Yeah. We're not talking about Kyle's mom. We're talking about South Park. So just so I've never met Kyle's mom, Kyle's actual mom. So just for those of you who don't get the joke, it's all right. We're yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for being in the chat, buddy, and congrats on the win. I hope you enjoy that radio.
Oh, talking about news, that Boca Chica DX expedition had a turnaround. And just the amount of I'm gonna say it, sad hams that were operating during that time was just shameful. I didn't have a chance to get on there. I was planning to try to get that this week, but they were packing up and going home. Bad weather. It's a shame that happened. But the trolls came out, and that just saddens me because it's disheartening for the ones that went out there and risked their lives, literally, because they were floating equipment 15 to 20 feet from the boat, and they had to float it in. The stories that they were coming out of that is just amazing, and the amount of money that went into that. Don, that is a loaded question. Or Dan, I'm sorry. It's they should all be commended for it, their bravery and their willingness, and whoever pointed up for them to go. Hayden, pineapple, yes, absolutely on pizza. And I'm saddened by the trolls that were spanning the band that they were operating on, tuning up on the band, and playing FT8 when there's single side band. I saw the videos and the posts on it. I did not do any video on it because I was already been covered a lot. I'm kind of crushed by that, and I'm sad. So we need to not do that. We need to help and support these guys, and so they can do it again.
Right. Yeah.
All right. I'm off my soapbox.
All right. Matthew says, Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Question just passed my tech. Looking for a recommendation for a mobile radio digital modes plus 350 to 450 max range. So I literally just posted a video last week saying the best mobile radio for 2023. Depending on which digital mode you want, I would say the FTM 300. Because it's got true APRS. The ICOM ID 5100 is good if you want D-Star. The Anytone tri-band mobile radio with DMR is a little bit more than 450. It's like 459, which is an excellent radio. So Bluetooth and APRS as well. So I would probably, a little bit less expensive, a little bit easier to operate. The Yaesu FTM 300.
My opinion still stands. Get together with your hand club if you want to do UHF VHF local and see what type of radios they're running and which digital modes that they're operating on, so you don't buy the wrong radio and you're the only one there with that digital mode. But anything with APRS is a win for me.
True.
APRS check.
Yeah. NAYO. I heard about that post, but I did not read it, so I haven't got all the details on that. But I would like to probably read that. I'm sure it's on QRZ. So, okay. Russ, do you have any filters on your VHF UHF to protect against looking at setting up a node? No, I don't have any filters on VHF UHF.
I don't understand.
I've only got one, like an art, like a probably like a toroid or something, like an RFI filter. Toroids, ferrite beads and whatnot, I assume is what you're talking about. I've only got one VHF UHF antenna up at my house. So when I'm operating one radio, I have the other radios turned off generally. So no.
Scott's calling for pitchforks coming after me.
Why is that?
No truck. I'm a Texan, and I want pineapple on my pizza.
Those are two things that should force you to move to Michigan. I'm just saying.
You'd be sad if I left Texas.
Yeah, a little bit. For like an hour. Let's see. I bought a fleet of ICOMs due to the local D-Star repeater. Turns out everyone's on Yaesu around my area.
That's why.
Well,
that's why.
Yeah.
Go and see what your clubs are running and the people you want to talk to are using.
Yep. Just got back from POTA. K6YYL just got back from POTA. So, POTA weekend. Hey, that's fun.
Red Summit, Frank, how are you at cooking a dry barbecue? I love a dry rub. I will have sauce on the table for people who want sauce. It doesn't offend me if you put sauce on your barbecue. That's how you like it. I am happy with you being around and enjoying my food, but I will cook ribs happily with a awesome spicy Texas dry rub.
Jason says that sounds Californian.
Oh, what? My dry rub?
No truck and pineapple on pizza.
Oh.
I assume that's what he's talking about. I don't really know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, probably so.
So time for Frank to move to California. See, that's what Lee said.
No, California can fall into the ocean.
I don't think they'd let Frank in California, honestly. I mean, I don't know. You never know. You never know.
My house is labeled as can't go to California, so
I purposely buy things at the store like generators that say not legal in California. So they wouldn't let me across the border with if I was to try to move there, half the stuff I own is not legal in California.
And modifications to the gas tank, so you have the air plug.
Right. Yeah.
So you can pour the gas decently and take out that stupid push hose that never works and just spills more gas than what's worth.
Right.
Arg.
Ugh. Do you guys ever go to Salt Lick Barbecue? I don't know that I've ever heard of Salt Lick Barbecue.
I heard of it. It's been a while, so I'm going to withhold opinion, but probably another expensive barbecue place. If he went to train radio instead of tank radio, they might let him into California.
Train
hey,
radio.
You know what? I love trains. To be honest, I bought a train. The first thing I bought at a Hamfest in these 3 years I'm going, I bought a used Lionel train.
Somebody mentioned that earlier. They're like, I like the train video.
Yeah. So. Oh, Mike finally posted that.
Oh, was that Mike's video?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I saw Mike post his video about he posted his video about what did he post his video? Oh, he posted his video about the R-Finder satellite tracker. He got that on video as well.
I have that coming down the pipes.
I saw his post about the ICOM or the IC705 Go box.
Oh, he posted the other day.
Yep.
Tank Radio and Mike ride a train in Orlando Hamcation.
Oh, I did see that come across my feed.
We were
that was
drinking a bit.
That was a riding of a train. I thought you were talking about the little one you bought. I thought you meant he made a video about that little purchase you made.
Yeah, no. That's me and him riding the train.
Yeah. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Mike. Let's open a barbecue place here in Ohio. Looking for a new concept up here,
dude. To be honest, I really contemplated about opening up my own barbecue place. I do awesome dry rubs, and I can cook a brisket. It's takes a long time to cook a brisket. My bread and butter is pork ribs, pork spare ribs.
Emily was watching a show on Meat Church last night about him doing a brisket. And that was he opened up a brand spanking new Traeger grill. He said he burned it in, but he never cooked anything in it, so it wasn't seasoned at all. And he cooked a brisket, and I didn't get to taste it because he didn't send me any, but it looked fantastic. So he's like, "Yeah, everybody that thinks you can't smoke on a brand new Traeger grill, here you go." That was pretty fun. But I saw something I was going to comment on. This is the greatest comment in the chat tonight. Don't ever go to Ohio. It's full of Ohio State fans. Very true. So our Finder Bob we used to do a DMR dinner together every year when we'd go to Hamvention. Haven't done that.
He still does it, but I haven't. Every convention.
I think he did it twice this Hamcation. I think he did it Friday and Saturday night. We found a barbecue place in Ohio that was not bad. I was expecting it to suck, and it did not suck. I was like, this is decent food. I got some of their brisket. It was okay. Texas is good on brisket. If you want good ribs, go to Memphis. But it was good. It was good.
I got some awesome ribs.
You don't sell yours in a restaurant, do you?
No.
Okay, then. So, yeah, you want some really good ribs. Memphis is the best ribs. Well, your ribs are quite tasty, Frank. I will give you that. Your ribs are quite tasty. The best restaurant ribs I've ever had are in Memphis. Mm-hmm. But you can't beat a Texas brisket. So, or at least I've had brisket elsewhere that's really good, but
not a lot of places do brisket nice. It's hard to get a good brisket in a restaurant because they're so easy to overcook when you're doing quantity.
Right.
And which is okay. And then they come up mush. I don't like a mushy brisket. Hawaiian barbecue is number one. You know what? Hawaiian barbecue is pretty good.
I tell you what's good in Hawaii is that's I don't think my camera's focusing correctly. I tell you what's good in Hawaii is barbacoa.
Yes.
Bury the pig in the ground. That's good. Don, thank you for the super chat. Does anyone ground their antenna for POTA or SOTA?
No.
I have before, simply because we had some RFI and I grounded it to see if that would help, and it didn't. Mm-hmm. So no, I never ground mine anymore.
I've seen it done for field day operations.
Yeah,
but very rare. And if it just it's not really. I'm probably going to get lampooned for this. I don't think it's needed. I do. Just another point. I do have a lot of family in Ohio. We have a family farm up there, and I want to put an antenna on top of the one of the barns or silos. I go up there. You want to do what now? Go back to your city, slicker.
All right. Yeah.
Hotel Kilo Mike, whatever your name is here. I got to go to the battleship Texas today in dry dock. It was awesome. I saw that a couple of months ago when I was on my cruise heading out and coming back. It is beautiful. I can't wait for it. They get it back into its permanent place. And it's an amazing ship. They don't build them like that like they used to. Plus, there's a YouTube channel that's talking about the restoration. Go find it. It's awesome.
Bob wants to know why Emily is always in the chat but never appears in the live stream. And Mike says it's because she's smart.
Pretty much.
She actually wanted to be on a live stream a while back. So I'll probably bring her on it.
Bring her on. You know what? Maybe if she doesn't want to be on camera, just do what Josh does, the audio podcast, because that's just
yeah, that's true.
That's taken off over there.
Best website for getting a ham license. Are you wanting to study or to test?
Let's do both. Cover both of them.
Well, study. I mean, YouTube and YouTube.
How about practice tests? What app or?
For practice tests, I prefer aa9pw.com. You can take practice tests on QRZ. You can take practice tests on eHam. Hamstudy.org has practice tests. So yeah, you find a lot of practice tests out there. aa9pw.com is the one I used when I got my general upgrade. I thought it worked really well. to find a testing location near you or to find a virtual test that you want to attend, hamstudy.org/sessions will list by location and by date, and it will list virtual testing, which doesn't matter what the location is. You just log into a Zoom session and take your test virtually. So hamstudy.org/sessions. And Hamstudy also does practice testing. So yeah, that's
Which one's free?
Hamstudy.
Hamstudy, and then they also do the awesome signal sticks to support that. So let's just throw that out there.
They have signal sticks too. Mm-hmm. Yep, that is correct. hamstudy.org/sessions. So, yep. Does the FT500 do HF? No. I got it. I talked to John Crook one-on-one for about 5 minutes at Hamcation a couple weekends ago, whenever that was. Last weekend? Was that last week? Whenever that was. And no, it's VHF, UHF only with a big tuning knob to tune through the menus. He said that's something that that people have requested. It's like it's the tuning knob's too small, so they put a big tuning knob on it. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, no, okay. I can see it, but on the other hand, on UHF, VHF, I'm keying in the numbers. I don't see any of the names of the repeaters on. I want to be on Euless repeater 146800. I'm going to go to the Dalles repeater. Or I said that wrong, but I just key in the numbers.
Yeah. So WX4CB, I'm in the middle of studying for my full license upgrade for the UK, so I can get my dad's call sign. He's now a silent key. Cool, good, awesome. Not that your dad's a silent key. Awesome that you're going to get his call sign. Sorry. Make sure I'm clear on that. But yeah, I know a lot of guys who've gotten their dad or their granddad's call sign after they've passed away. So that's great. So
I'm all for that.
Yeah. Andy Perry, ham study guy, lives right down the street. Richard has done a great service for the ham community. Okay, it is now your job to get signal sticks for all of us on the stream.
Yes.
So get us a big box of signal sticks and send it over, and then I'll give them away on the live stream or something.
And something for me too, so I can do that too.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark signal sticks are the best. When I first saw that, I was like, "What is that?" And I walked over there and I bat it like a cat, and then I realized it's the tip on the signal stick. I was like, "That is awesome!"
Yeah. I actually just ordered a new one of those with the BNC connector that I want to put on my FTM 6000, which is going in an armor lock case inside of a tech prepper bag.
Ooh.
So y'all will see a video on that.
Nice.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully you'll see a video on that soon. So yeah, I like this. Lee, I like that theory right there. Let's hope the FTM 700 will be an 818 replacement. One can hope.
Well, let's just be happy they're coming out with something new, because it's hard right now to do things with the chip shortage, and commend them on doing that. And then we can hope and want for something else.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Thorsten. This is on Facebook. My new ACC, my old one has unfortunately been... a new account.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. DE2TRF. Okay. Well, sorry that you got hacked, dude. But yeah.
Yeah, it happens with the best of us. Set up that two-factor. It's annoying, but it can prevent some of this a little bit until you do it absentmindedly, and then you get your Discord account hacked.
I'm talking to KM4ACK at Hamcation. He's like,
"What is that?"
This is a hardware key. It's a hardware token that you plug into the computer. This is what I use for my second factor authentication.
Okay.
So now my Google account and my Facebook account are, after I put in my password, it says, okay, enter your token. And I have to physically put this into the computer and touch it before I can log in.
And if you lose that, what happens?
I've got two of them. There's one on my keychain, and then there's this is the second one.
Okay.
So I keep this one in a safe space, focus. And then, so I was talking to ACK, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. I think I will do that. So got that set up just like yesterday.
Ooh, Kyle's trying to stir something up. A question: pick one HF and UHF VHF radio that you can only use for the next year.
FTDX10.
Okay.
Probably the FTM 300, even though it doesn't have 220. So you said VHF, UHF. So I'm gonna guess.
So
I'm
you
gonna
get
guess
one of
dual.
each radios types.
Right. But the AT5888 is a tri-band, so it's neither one of those. So I'm gonna still use that one.
Yeah.
FTM 300, true APRS, beaconing, great radio, and FTDX. I'm a Yaesu fanboy, I guess. I never knew I was a Yaesu fanboy. Although, honestly, HF, I would go with the Flex, but the
I was
Flex,
about to say,
the
why
Flex is
who
more
chose the Flex here?
the Flex is more difficult to take to POTA.
Mm-hmm.
So not impossible. I've done POTA with a Flex before.
I remember it at field day a couple times.
Yeah, I took it to field day one time. Yeah, but if you can only use it for a year, and I just want to do POTA that year, I would say FTDX 10.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'll stick with the FTX DX10 and the Anytone tri-band because that's already in my car.
Right.
And it works amazingly. And I just probably need to swap out the mic. Where Ed says he's using an old RSA security token at work.
Mm-hmm.
I had to send one of those back. But yeah.
Yep. Good. I want the 9700 for SATCOMs. Yep. KX2 and ICOM 92AD. Old school. Okay, then. Well, the ICOM is anyway. KX2 is a great radio. Are we doing a YouTubers Hamfest this year? You know what? We need to have a meeting about that. That's a good question. I was going to bring that up last month, and I didn't. We need to have a meeting about that. Maybe you guys will be watching your email box. I'm going to try to set up a meeting for that later.
When did we have that usually? Was it around this time?
No. It was Memorial Day weekend. End of May.
Okay.
End of May. Last year, we talked about pushing it back a week and doing it the first week in June.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something we need to discuss.
And to be honest, there is a lull in Hamfest, a big Hamfest. There's Hamfest happening all over the state, but there's in between, Dayton and Florida. Yeah, Dayton.
Well,
and Florida.
Dayton and Huntsville, but there's actually Frederickshaven, which is not in the USA, but it is a large Hamfest, happens in June.
Yeah.
Also, CPAC.
Who has money for that?
Yeah, CPAC also happens in June.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've never been to CPAC, but I'm told it's a pretty decent show. I'd like to get up. That's one of my bucket list shows. I want to go up there one time and just say, okay, I've been to CPAC. So, be a fun show, I think.
Hayden wants a poll to see if y'all will be interested in that. I think, man, I still got amazing numbers last year. The amount of people that was rolling from stream to stream, everything was amazing. And if we do it, I know it'll be very popular again.
Yeah.
Is there a DFW Hamfest that happens in June? It is canceled. I don't know if it's going to come back. There's a new one.
You're talking about Hamcom. Hamcom's canceled. There's one DFW Ham Expo. DFWHamExpo.com, I think. Yeah.
Is this new? Who's running this?
A friend of mine named.
I had her.
We talked about this last year, Frank. You just didn't go. So they've done it for 2 years now. It's not big. It's small. But I would like to work to try to promote it. And
it's in Louisville. Yes, I remember this now.
Yep.
Yeah. The Music City. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. It was at the mall. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, I'm putting this on my calendar. Be back bigger than ever. I don't see a date on it for this year.
Last year, it was
June 11th.
Yes. I was going to say second weekend in June, but yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I had something going on. June 11th, so that would be probably June 10th.
Probably, yeah.
So many calendars.
So
a Comic-Con's going around that time too.
Field Days in June. Yes, it is. Field Day's not a Hamfest, but yes, Field Days last weekend in June. Yeah, if you guys are in North Texas in June, let's try. I'd like to try my best to try to support the DFW Ham Expo because we don't have anything else. Well, I shouldn't say we don't have anything else. In January, there's a show in south of Fort Worth called Cowtown Hamfest, which is a
Mm-hmm.
decent show. It's a decent show. Irving Hamfest is the same weekend as Houston Hamfest. I don't know why those guys do that.
That's a good
But
swap meet. A good swap meet.
it is. I wish they wouldn't
Of
do it. I wish the Houston and Irving guys would pick a different weekend and not do it the same weekend.
Mhm.
But yeah, Houston's bigger, and I'm down here this year, so I'm going to. I think I went to Irving last year, but they didn't do Houston last year. So I'm down here this year, and I'm going to Houston first weekend in March. So, but yeah, we need a decent sized Hamfest in central North Texas, DFW area. So yeah, I'd like to try to promote that as much as I can.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm. Don says, "Damn it, Frank, I did it again. I don't know what I did."
Yeah.
Don't know what I did. I was surprised. Last time I went to the Irving Hamfest, I think it was last year. I didn't even make it in the door 'cause I was like, "Know what? This will be a small one."
Mm-hmm.
I almost didn't even bring stickers, and I didn't make it to the door before someone said, "Take radio." I was like, "All right, I found my people."
Yeah. So, when are you coming down for? Emily was asking me about. When are you coming down for Houston, Frank?
Houston. I was gonna head out Friday morning. If can be, I can leave Thursday night after work and just be there late. I have that Friday off. That's why I was thinking about just headed out first thing in the morning.
I kind of thought you would come down Thursday night, but either
I could be down Thursday
either
night
either
if it
one,
works better. I'm
it doesn't
flexible
matter.
at this point.
Doesn't matter.
Um,
Mr. Scoggins is in the chat. Mr. Gigaparts. When are you guys coming to Huntsville for the Hamfest? We will be there. I have my spot at Montesano reserved Wednesday through Sunday, as in staying Sunday night, going home Monday. We did that 2 years ago. Well, I did that last year because I dropped my trailer off there in Huntsville on Monday. But I did that 2 years ago because that way we don't have to check out of the park at 10 a.m. on Sunday. We can hang out that evening or that afternoon and leave late that afternoon or evening if we want to. So I've got those. So we should be there by Wednesday. I think we're going to probably leave. I think we're probably going to leave early Wednesday morning and drive 10 out the full way on Wednesday. Be there by like dinner time Wednesday night. Hopefully earlier than we were this last time because it was like 8 o'clock when we got there this last time. So I'm going to try to get there earlier than that. Yeah, Wednesday evening through the weekend. So. Boom, boom, boom.
Ted says CPAX had amazing numbers last year.
Good.
Hey, I think everything's starting to return. I am happy and elated with how many people show up at these Hamfests. How did you feel the attendance was at Hamcom? I thought it would have been more Saturday.
Hamcation?
Yeah, Hamcation.
I thought it was better than last year, but dude, I don't know. I mean, it's a whole year since we were there last time, so I couldn't really tell for sure.
I thought we were more packed last year, more shoulder to shoulder on Saturday.
I thought it was. I don't know. Well, but the Friday numbers looked really good this year.
Friday was amazing. Like there were a lot of people there Friday.
It was a good show. It was a good showing. It was a good show. It was a good time. I don't know how it compares to last year. Because I don't think they've released the numbers yet.
I'm looking forward to hearing the numbers. It did feel like it was more people in attendance. I for some reason, I don't know, maybe Dayton, they get so squashed together going to all these shows. I was thinking that we'd be more shoulder to shoulder inside these buildings, but there were still a lot of people there. The RV spots, there was some open, but a lot of them were filled up. And that pizza looked amazing, which I couldn't have because I was on keto. But then people
It
offered
was
me
good.
cheese curds, and I ate the cheese curds.
Matt's asking where I'm at learning CW. I had a few videos and it seems to have dropped off. Yeah, I dropped off the doing the videos about it. Still studying, not as frequently as I should have been, but I still got. I actually went over the alphabet just like a week or two ago, and I'm like, okay, I still remember everything. So I need to do some more practice on listening. So I'm keeping up with it. I'm just not doing it every day like I should be.
Scott is asking, how is the extra by April going? TikTok, gentlemen.
That's right.
I said I was out on it. I support all y'all doing it, but it's not happening for Frank. Jason, how's your answer?
I've done a little bit of studying on that too. I've done a little bit of studying on that. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not committing all my extra time to it, but yeah, I've done some studying on that as well. We'll see. I think that
Just out of curiosity, when does the extra question poll roll over?
A year and a half.
Okay.
June of next year.
So we still have time.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
go ahead and get on it, people that are not Frank,
Yeah.
KG5AHJ.
Kyle, I think you're right. The outdoor flea market was smaller last year. In fact, they told me when Michael came on to my live stream, he said that was like 3 or 4 weeks before the show, I think. They said they had already sold more RV spots and more outdoor vendor tables than they did last year. So yes, the outdoor part was definitely
The
bigger
flea
than last
market, yeah. There was last year was only a small area. This year you had to walk up and down several rows, and then they had another flea market galley on a that was just amazing. And then they had an indoor flea market. What?
They always have that.
I know. I was just trying to highlight it and saying that's cool.
It is cool. Yep. Yep. So good deal.
Ted asked how many people picked up the hobby in the last couple of years. If you watch, well, I haven't posted the rest of them, but my Hamfest video, I did ask what got you in amateur radio, and a number of people did say COVID. I have more people coming up,
Really?
and COVID was second. The first answer was your answer, CB. Growing
CB
up on
radio.
CB, and then popularity in CB kind of fell off, and people rolled into amateur radio who enjoyed the CB hobby.
So I saw a post yesterday. No, 2 days ago. I saw a post on amateurradio.com, which is a blog, and it was talking about how the number of licensed GMRS operators in the U.S., of course, GMRS is just the U.S. Other countries have it, but they call it something else. The license is just for the U.S. The number of GMRS operators in the U.S. has almost reached the same number of technicians that we have licensed in the U.S. Now, this guy was approaching it from a standpoint of we should advertise amateur radio to these GMRS guys and try to get them interested in our hobby.
But how many people just filled out the paperwork and got the license?
Right. Well, and that's true.
Actively,
and that's true. And that's true for ham radio too. There's a lot of people who just go get the license. They never do anything with it.
Well, yes, but I'm gonna tell you it's much less percentage because the GMRS license, and I know it's a running joke. We keep failing our GMRS license, and the famous guy is not on here right now. But you actively have to go out and study and get that license. So it's something you want to do. The GMRS, oh, I think I can use that. Look, one of my family's going to Disneyland. It'd be amazing to use those radios, and we can use it to car talk. And they do it once, and then they realize I can't get the range out of this, and then they drop it.
Yeah, to be and Matt's correct, or I'm sorry, Bill's correct. They cut the price for the GMRS license, so it'll be. And that's a 10-year license, just like ham radio is. And so it'll be interesting to see in 10 years how many people renew it because they think it's still useful. So, yeah. Because GMRS guys they're kind of, GMRS is a tool for those guys. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
They use it as a tool to communicate when driving down the road. I was talking about this at a overland show I was at recently. You know, they don't go to an overland show and talk on the radio. We go to a hamfest, we talk on the radio over there because we all love radio. They look at it as a way to communicate. We love it as just a love of the radio arts, or at least a lot of us do. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of us do. Nothing wrong with either one of those things, but I think that having there's different motivations to getting each license. So obviously, ham radio gives you a lot more than GMRS.
There's a lot of usefulness in the GMRS. I'm not trying to discredit those bands and what those radios can do, and the usefulness of a lot of people do get out of those radios. But I don't think they're doing it to like, oh, let me play with this thing and do all the awesome cool things. Amateur radio is a hobby of hobbies, and look at all the things that we can do: satellites, moon bounce, talking around the world, and all this digital stuff and experimentation. And building our own radios. You can't do that with GMRS.
Nope. Lon's kind of correct. You'll have to sell ham radio to get them to join our cult. Easy. I mean, and some of them may not be interested in ham radio. And that's okay. That's okay. But how many people are not interested in ham radio because they think the test is too hard?
Am I on another soapbox? I'm sorry, Jason.
No, I don't care. Yeah, correct. Yeah, somebody asked about friends covered. No, it's everybody who lives in your household. It's covered in GMRS.
And I think there's a little bit of liberal leave on that, so your kind of immediate family. But yes, I think as written it is in your household. But
correct. Yeah,
really
but nobody's going to come check. And I was given a presentation at the Rendezvous in the Ozarks last October, I think it was, about differences between it was a very informal presentation. It was out in a tent. I didn't have any projector or anything like that. And they were like, hey, can you just talk about the differences? And I said, yeah, this and this and this and this. I said a bunch of stuff. I talked for about 45 minutes and I was just answer questions basically, but they were all surprised to hear me say, they're like, well, yeah, but you have to ID every 10 minutes on ham radio. And I'm like, well, you do on GMRS too. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
No one reads the fine print. Well, nobody just pay the $35 and here you go.
And they're like, well, nobody does it. I was like, I know nobody does it, but you're still required to.
I don't even know what my GMRS license is.
There's nobody out there enforcing it, but yes, you're supposed to. So there's a really good GMRS repeater in Dallas that I've talked on here recently, and all of the guys I've talked to on that repeater, they're all IDing, they're all proper radio etiquette.
Nice.
And they're all hams. So all of them are hams. So we're all there talking. I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, they're like, oh yeah, we were on the Dallas repeater yesterday, 146.88. I'm like, oh, you're a ham? Oh yeah, we're a ham. I'm a ham. I'm a ham. I was like, okay, cool.
That's my one, 146.88. But yeah.
But it's good. I have a GMRS license. I plan to renew it when it comes up. I enjoy it. It's a great tool to have when on road trips. I like it. It's fun to have all of the bands in the truck.
The one time we were kind of using it, and I was on a road trip with my friends, and they were using it in the car, not licensed properly. They just bought the radio, and they're like, "Oh, we can go farther in this mode." I was had my Baofeng at the time. And I was talking to them. I'm like, but look at this. And I found a local repeater 5 miles away and I keyed it up on my ham license. And they're like, oh, why can't we do that with these radios? I was like, because that radio sucks and this radio is better. Let's go get your ham license.
That's right. Jim says we probably have a GMRS radio with the HDMI before we get one on HF.
Oh!
You said HF. Okay, so that was sneaky because the IC905 will have HDMI, but... No. It has USB-C. No, I'm mistaken about that. Elecraft K4. Cough up the $4,500, Jim. The Elecraft K4 has HDMI output, so there you go. While you're out there buying an Elecraft K4, Jim, buy me one and send it to me. I'll do a giveaway with it after I use it for a couple years. So yeah, that is a good zing though. I like that. It was a good zing. +1 Jim. But
that's a good one.
Yeah. So shoot, man, it's 8:15.
I know, man. We're rocking and rolling.
Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. So do you guys like this AMA? This I mean, we're just bantering here.
I think it's good. I'm about to do a channel update on my next stream coming up next week, and I'm going to have a portion like this where I'm going to open up to the chat too. Don't go to the well too often, in my opinion. Maybe once a quarter or once a month ish. That's my thoughts. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm on stream. Ask the guys that do matter. The guys that are commenting.
Yeah. Ryan says Flex has HDMI. Does it? I don't think so. Now with the Flex, maybe it does. Maybe it does. With a Flex, you don't need it because a Flex is network connected. So I can place my radio here, plug it in my Ethernet cable, and have my computer way over there and have it pull up the Smart SDR software anywhere on my local area network. And with SmartLink, I can do it over the wide area network. So I don't know that I've ever actually looked to see if my Flex has HDMI, because why would I need it? I mean, my computer's sitting right next to my Flex, and they connect together over a local area network over Ethernet. So I don't remember if Flex has it or not, but Flex is a little bit different monster than most HF radios are. Yeah, but the K4 does have it, because I got a. Okay, so Kyle says no HDMI on Flex. Okay, I couldn't remember. I didn't think it did, but I didn't remember because I never looked. Honestly, I mean, you don't need it. You don't need it. Now the K4, a buddy of mine, Jim, Whiskey 5 Alpha Papa, he has a K4, and I went over there and I did a video, and I walked all the way around his K4, and he was telling me all about it. It's on the channel. You guys go check it out if you haven't seen that yet. But it does have actual HDMI output, and I commented on that. I'm like, wow, not DVI, very cool. So yeah, but you don't need HDMI on the Flex. Although I have the 6400, so maybe the the 6300 doesn't either. No reason for it. Yeah. ICOM the AZ is both DVI. The FTDX10 is DVI. I think the 7610 is DVI.
But none of them I've really seen you fully utilize USB-C, other than power charging on a couple of them.
Ted says Flex does have HDMI. What model? What model has HDMI? Because I don't think my 6400 does. But again, you don't need it. There's no reason to have it. So because it doesn't, I mean, what is it going to output? It's all SDR. You control it with SDR software running on a local area. We're running on a computer, either on a local area or a wide area network, or a Maestro, which also doesn't connect to the radio. It connects over the network. So there's no reason to have. There's no video output, as far as I know, on a Flex. So,
I'm skeptic of this one comment by Derek. He says, "Hey Jason, missed your message earlier today. Are you aware of a quad band handheld radio that mirrors the TYT 9800? I have that radio, 10, 6, 2, and 70 centimeter. I don't see it in a handheld.
I've never seen that quad band. Well, I think there is one out there that's like another Chinese brand. I don't remember, but I've never messed with it. I don't know.
Probably very low power, 5 watts.
Yeah.
If you're looking to do QRP and then small soda stuff,
well,
awesome.
It's just FM anyway.
Ooh, just FM.
Yeah. If it's an HT.
Yeah. Why can you get sideband in an HT?
You could. There's some HTs that have sideband, but most of the time an HT is going to be FM. Ted says the 6600 has HT 6600M. Okay, so the M model might. That kind of makes sense, I guess, because you've got the Maestro built into it. Again, kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. Why the heck would you need that? You've got the Maestro right there, and you can connect your computer over the LAN and pull everything up that you need to. There's no reason for that. But I guess people want HDMI, so why not? So it's kind of a waste of time. It's kind of a waste of time for Flex to have HDMI, in my opinion. But I don't know.
What's a good battery capacity for 520, 100 watts portable POTO radio?
As big as you want to carry.
Yes. I'm going to say, you know what? 9 amp hour.
Yeah.
Depends on which radio you're using. A 9 amp hour would probably be pretty solid. Probably give you a couple hours at 100 watts. And for a lot of POTO activations, that's all you need. Augmented with solar, that might keep you up for about 4 hours. If you want to go larger than that, 20 watts, 20 amp hours.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. I'm answering questions.
Yeah. With all the acronyms y'all use, one day you'll have to have a YouTube live stream with nothing but acronyms. It's a good idea.
What acronyms?
Well, HDMI is not really a ham radio acronym. I hope that you
HDMI, DVI.
know what
I'm
HDMI
actually anti-acronyms. I'm getting tired of them, but I don't think we've used a lot of them.
Well, more than acronyms, maybe ham radio lingo is a better way to say that. We have a lot of lingo in ham radio.
Point it out to me. Call me out. I would love to.
What is it called when you talk? What is it called when you talk with someone over the air?
QSO.
And what does that mean to the average Joe?
The average Joe, that
QSO?
is just talking to someone. The conversation we're holding
but if
between
you
me
say,
and you.
No, that's what I'm asking. If you say QSO to the average Joe, what does it mean?
That would be the conversation we hold over the radio frequencies.
Yeah. But that's what he's talking. I think that's what he's talking.
I refuse to use Q codes.
I use Q codes all the time. That's what they're there for. Hamisms. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I like that. So, Emmy rumors to a successor of the IC 7100. Okay, first of all, IC 7100 has not been discontinued. Okay, it's hard to get right now due to issues, but it has not been discontinued. I confirmed that with Gigaparts, and I confirmed that with ICOM at Hamcation.
Ray was very adamant on that.
Not been discontinued. Technically speaking, if you want to get really, really technical, if you want to follow the model numbers, which make no sense, the 72 and the 7300 are successors of the 7100 because they follow that same scheme: 7000, 7100, 7200, 7300. They're not really the same radio, though. So I get what you're saying, and that's a good question, one I would like to have answered, but I've never found an answer to that. At least they're not Yaesu, where they come out with the 400, and then the 100, and then the 300, and then the 200, and then the 500. So I don't know. I don't know how they count. I don't know how they count over at Yaesu, but it's not in
just be smile and say thank you for the new radio. We appreciate it. We don't care what number.
Yeah. But no, I am not aware of a successor to the still in production IC 7100. But I'd love to see something like an IC 7050, 770, 7050, something like that. A reintroduction of the 7000 with a lot of new crap put in it, like a tuner and a sound card, same sort of form factor to compete with the FT891 that Yaesu makes, that ICOM really doesn't have the same exact put the face on the radio small 100 watt thing. I would like to see that. But no, I don't have any inside information into that. So
Bob, the new math is killing us.
New math is killing us, yeah.
Well, then don't watch my Sunday video because I'm doing math. I don't think it's new math. I'm doing old math, but I'm doing math.
Math is math.
Math is math.
Math is the universal language.
If you understand the math, that means you can do whatever you want. And I do want to understand the math. And that's why I dug into it.
I might end up with the 7100 one of these days simply because I like the ICOM. I like the ICOM style of mobile radios better than the Yaesu style of mobile radios. Nothing wrong with the Yaesu. But I have an IC 7000 in my truck right now, and I would like to upgrade it to something a little bit newer. And the 7100 is really only the only choice right now, unless I want to go 891.
But that tilted face, though.
But something I recently learned, I didn't know this until just like 2 or 3 months ago. That tilted face has a tripod mount on the bottom of it.
I knew that.
So you can put a Lido mount and then clamp it to the already existing system I have. And I'm like, okay, now I'm a little bit sold now. So so I'm a little bit more.
Since we're talking about it, Digital Rancher asks, does it have a built-in tuner?
Which one?
The 7100.
No. I get that mixed up. It has a built-in sound card, but no tuner.
No tuner. I'm on the webpage now. I don't see a tuner listed.
Yeah. So sound card, no, because the 7000 has neither. It doesn't have a sound card or a tuner.
Now,
the 7300 has both.
If you mount a good, ham stick, why need a tuner? Because you're already going to get it down to a good 1-to-1 or as close as you can get to that 1-to-1.
For one band.
Well, for one band.
For one band. But yeah, a screwdriver. I have a Tar Heel screwdriver antenna. Just MFJ, push the
Yeah,
button.
but don't you on those, and this is my ignorance, I haven't played with that, do presets. So you move it and be like, this is the point for 40, and then you move it again, and this is the point for 20, and then you just hit that button, preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, and it goes bah, bah, bah.
There's an MFJ controller. It's actually an Ameritron. I think it's an Ameritron controller that's owned and manufactured by MFJ. There's an MFJ controller that does that. There's also one that does RF sensing. So you hook it up and everything, and when you key up the radio the first time, the antenna moves,
Mm-hmm.
and then it tunes itself, and then you go.
Okay.
And then when you switch bands or go down to the bottom of the band, top of the band, it kind of adjusts itself as you're keying up. So you can you can switch over to RIDI or to CW mode and go to 20 meters and go, and the antenna will go, and it'll tune itself. So yeah, you can get the preset one, or you can get the one that's RF sensing.
Both do those, and then you don't need a tuner.
You don't need a tuner. Mm-mm.
Or you get a ham stick and you tune it right, and then you're done. Don't see a big drawback on that. Yeah. That's all I got on that subject.
Major strike against 7100 is no APRS. Major strike against ICOM is no APRS. But yes, not.
I didn't say it.
I don't disagree. However, for my application, I don't care to have APRS in my HF radio. I have the FTM 300 in the truck, along with my ID 5100 in the truck. Both of them are dual band, mostly analog is what I use them for. And I hardly ever talk on the 300. I use it for APRS beaconing. I usually carry my open spot with me. I have it connected to the Texas Patriots room on Yaesu System Fusion. And they have a YSF reflector connected into the YSX room. And I talk on that when I'm on road trips sometimes. So I use my FTM 300 to talk into YSF. But mostly what my FTM 300 does is beacon APRS. So I almost kind of have a dedicated radio for APRS. I don't really care if it's on. And if on a 7100 that has all of the bands, I was like, I'm going to be talking on HF on this thing. I don't want it beaconing APRS every 3 minutes. But that's me. I get what you're saying. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Philip asks about an MFET close to the edge of the peak of the roof. Some people say yes, some people say no. Here's my 2 cents. Set it up and then tune it to the 1-to-1 best match you can get, then it doesn't matter. So don't set it up in your backyard and tune your antenna and get it perfect and then put it over your roof. You're going to throw that off. Set it up and then tune it in place where you want to have it, and then that will be a good antenna.
If it's not a metal roof, it's not going to matter.
Ooh, good point too.
If it's a composite or wood roof, it's not going to matter. So really, are you talking about a permanent setup or a temporary setup? You talking about put up at your
I think
house?
This will be a permanent because it says the peak of the roof, and I'm assuming it's his roof of the house.
Yeah. Typically, you want an in-fed half wave. You want the ground. You want the feed line point closer to the ground, and the other point up on something. And yeah, you can have it on roof. I would just mount it somewhere that's not close to metal. But you know what? Towers are metal, and we put antennas on towers all the time. So
the Happy Ham. Can you click on that comment?
Yeah, let me find it.
The last one in the chat right now.
Oh no, so I don't like that. That's not right.
No, I completely agree with it.
Yeah, I know you do.
I think that comment is the best comment tonight.
I'm sure you do. What do you guys think about ham sticks for HF? They're great. I've got a video, a couple of videos on this channel about the Shark antenna ham sticks made in the USA, sold at Gigaparts. You can, I think you can buy them directly from Shark Antennas, not Shark RF. Shark RF makes the open spot in Estonia. Shark Antennas. They make commercial stuff as well. They recently got into ham radio 2 or 3, 4 years ago, something like that. Made in the USA, and Gigaparts sells them. You can get a 5% discount at Gigaparts, coupon code KC5HWB. But just Google Shark Antennas and go look at their ham sticks. That's what I have on my ham stick. That's what I have in my truck right now because I don't have my screwdriver wired up yet. Great ham sticks.
Yes, but I I love the ham sticks. My stepdad has the ham sticks set up in his backyard as dipoles, so you can do that too
Yeah,
with them. Once
yeah.
you get them tuned, they're great. But I don't understand when we were trying to activate with Bob when we were in Rhode Island and that icky state, New York. Um, why did we have so much trouble? Because we had to tune them almost every point that we went to. That there was a different tune point to get them almost resident again. And I don't understand that.
Well, see, and that's part of the reason that a screwdriver antenna is better for a mobile application because depending on your elevation, how close you are to other objects, the soil content of the ground underneath you, whether you're over dirt, whether you're over rocks, whether you're over concrete, the tuning is going to change your antenna all the time anyway. So
But if you have it grounded to your hood and you don't
doesn't matter.
change
It's still
hoods,
it's still
that should be your common ground plane right there.
if you have it, yeah. In theory, yeah, but I mean, mobile antennas are just weird, man. Everything changes them. Yeah, everything changes them. So this
Yeah.
is the 5-pack standard at Gigaparts. You can buy them individually. You don't have to buy all 5 of them, but this is the
Use
Shark
Tank
antenna.
Radio or Tank at checkout to get 5% off.
Stop bogarting my audience, Frank. So yeah.
Yeah, those work great. I love them for what they are. It just seems every time that I try to use them, or we try to use them, they're not my sticks. We just gotta constantly keep tuning them. And maybe my viewpoint is jaded on these. A lot of people probably don't have that problem. But I just seen it. Other than that, once I get an HF, I think I'm gonna put ham sticks on my when I get my 4x4. They're compact. They sit on the roofs of your truck pretty easily, or you can bolt them into a metal bar. So great
Yep.
device.
Yep.
I just want to tune them once and be happy. And be done with it.
You know what? I did that with my 20-meter ham stick, and I usually don't tune. I usually just key up, and if I see the SWR meter doing something funky, then I'll stop or the next time I stop, I might adjust a little bit. But I haven't had to retune mine much. So you want to make sure that I don't know. I don't remember what kind of coax or connectors Bob had. That might have been the problem. But you want to make sure you have some really good connectors and coax that go from the radio to the antenna. I mean, they bounce around in the truck. They can come loose.
Maybe that's it also, because a lot of people like, okay, I'm gonna work 40, take that 40 or 20 element off and put the 40 in there, and then they uncrank them and make them more compact for storage. Right. Maybe that's it. You just don't leave them up the whole time.
Could be. Yep. All right, guys. We've been going for 90 minutes, and I think that's probably good. So somebody asked about an after chat on the All-Star node earlier, and I think that I'm going to forego that. I did have last week. We were at Hamcation. The week before that, I had half a dozen or so people on the All-Star node. So what I'd like to challenge you guys to do is to connect to All-Star sometime this week, because while I have my All-Star node connected right now. The node number is 43136. That's my hub in the cloud that Kyle and I built a while back. The tallest building on the seawall in Galveston has a 440 analog machine, and it's connected into my All-Star hub full time. I know Eric, KC5FOG, frequency of Galveston is what that means. And he's connected his N5FOGs, his call sign. He has a club call sign, KC5FOG. Hit that repeater's connected to my All-Star hub 24/7. So while I'm down here, I'm at the house talking into my node, and when I'm driving around the island, I'm talking into that repeater. So I will be on All-Star all week for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So
okay.
And as soon as I get my 220 node hooked up back at home, I'll be on there full time at home as well. But my Sherry node, which lives in the truck, is with me right here. I've got it sitting in the kitchen right there. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
perfect timing. Look at that, perfect timing. So,
I like this picture more, Jason.
Oh, I bet you do. So, all right, guys, we're going to shut it down. 73 to all. Thank you for joining us tonight. Check out Monday Night Ham Radio tomorrow. I've got a new video posting that is kind of a different thing. I hope that you guys enjoy it. But Frank, thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah.
And those of you who can make it to Fairfield State Park sometime this week, it's closing on February 28th. And if we don't see you this week, then hopefully I'll see you at the Houston Hamfest in a couple weekends. So 73 guys, everyone have a really good evening. Kyle, you should connect to All-Star, buddy.
Number 3.
Later, guys.
Oh, there.